What's going on, everyone? This is Mitch with SC Weather. I hope y'all been having a good start to your week. I got y'all another update here on the potential cool down. Well, it's starting to look like a definite cool down for the beginning of December here. And so let's just start diving right into this. So check it out, the Climate Center. These are professionals, guys, have really starting to, or like the idea of what the models are starting to show here in the mid-range of a big-time cool down to start off December. This is the 6 to 10 day outlook. So November 29th the 3rd, honing in on a 33 to 40% chance of below average temperatures here in the southeast. So it's not just in the models now. The professionals are saying it. So we're going to definitely start to believe it more. The more interesting part of this is the 29th to 3rd range, the 29th of this month to December 3rd, which that December 1st time frame is when we're really talking about when a big time cold front can come in to really set the stage for a favorable pattern for winter weather, maybe possibly somewhere here in the southeast, is above average precip. You check out the graph down here. Toning in on the green areas is a chance for above average precip. You put 2 and 2 together, guys. So you put colder than average and then above average precip. Common sense tells you that, hey, there's a chance for winter weather somewhere in the southeast because we're starting to get into December now. So it's not like we're in October or something. We're in December. So especially the mountains, you got to watch out here. Before we get very deep into this video, guys, if y'all hadn't subscribed to my YouTube channel, much appreciated. As we get into winter months here, I love talking winter weather. It never happens where I live here in the Midlands of South Carolina, but I love talking about it. And I love breaking it down for you guys. And my Twitter link's here, Facebook link's here. So follow along, guys. I'm very active and I'm very engaging. I try to engage with everybody and answer everyone's questions as much as possible. So definitely hit that subscribe button. It's very appreciated. So let's just get deep into this now. So this is the GFS, the latest GFS, the 18Z. It's a very crazy run, but it's been consistent on showing this crazy upper level low. Upper level low, guys, for y'all is basically something, or sometimes it's a cutoff low. Cutoff low is when it kind of gets away from the main stream of energy, the jet stream, and it gets kind of lost and meanders around. This one is kind of what this does, but let's just get to that first. So this is November 27th. So this is Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving. Check out this system riding up. This is the cold air. See the blue lines? That's cold air diving down. You got this moisture coming in, but the moisture comes in too fast. And then you got basically another wave that comes in that really wants to ride into the southeast here, and you got more cold air. This is the big time cold air right here as we're getting close to December 1st. If you don't have your video in 720, definitely put that in there so it doesn't come up blurry. But look up here. This is what time frame we're at, November 30th. This is what this is. A big time storm system comes in. Places to the south here could really see severe weather off this. We're going to watch this system. But see where the blue lines are? That's where the trough is digging. That's where some major cold air is coming for this time of the year. But it comes in too late, and by the time this wave of energy here, whatever it may be, maybe pops a low pressure off here, but it begins to scoot on out here before the cold air can really get in. So kind of lose that opportunity, pops that low pressure up here. The cold air hasn't even reached the northeast quick enough to really make any of this moisture, snow, or winter weather. So that tells you something there. But this cold air dives into the area. So where's the moisture? You see that 540 line? When you got that, you got temperatures below freezing in spots for sure. You got strong high pressure there. And where's the moisture? This is the upper level low I'm talking about. Check out what happens here. And this is getting 200 hours plus out. Gets very inaccurate at this time. But I tell you what, there's been something crazy popping up here over Arkansas and Missouri. And it's just some crazy upper level low and upper level lows have the ability to really bring their own cold air. So it could actually be colder under that upper level low than it is maybe north of the system. The upper level low is actually what brought that crazy snow here in November 1st, 2014, here in the Midlands of South Carolina, that rare snow event. But all of a sudden it pops off a low pressure, and this thing just gets lost here, and it just spins around, produces extremely heavy snow in Tennessee, places in Alabama, Georgia, and look what happens here. And it's one thing. It's one thing, guys. If this happens on one run, you're like, okay, that was crazy. That was interesting. But this has been happening a lot. Now, the moisture's been all over the place, but this digging here has been consistent the last few days. It just makes you wonder, is something really going to occur here the first few days of December? I'm not sure, but you see how crazy this looks? You got rain on the northeast side of basically this system. That's because it's an upper level low. I know I'll say that 100 times in this video, but it brings its own cold air. So wherever the core of that cold air aloft is, that's heavy wet snow falling right here. And it just gets a move on here, and it rides over the spine of the mountains, and there it is, just throwing heavy snow over the Tennessee area. And then it gets to the North Carolina area, and it pops a low pressure over here. It gets crazy. You're 282 hours out now, but this thing, I mean, here, let's back it up here. This is next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This thing's still in the mid-Atlantic, and finally, whatever the heck this is, it gets on out of here. Now check this out. Now we're going to look at snowfall for that entire time frame. And this is going to blow your mind now, because keep in mind, this is a very low chance of happening. And let's see if this thing will cooperate with me here. It's going to come in here in a second. Close-up view. That upper level low drops a foot of snow. A foot or two of snow in the mountains of North Carolina and Tennessee. Crazy stuff. It gives accumulating snow for the entire state of Tennessee, parts of northern. Just basically you can see it. A chunk of. Now this is what you call just a fantasy run. So do not, guys, look at this and just go on and start telling everybody it's going to snow here in a couple weeks, because that's not what this means. I'm showing you this because it's something that's been showing up, some kind of upper level low. Now let's look at temperatures. This is going to be a good example when I show you this of what an upper level low can do as far as bringing its own cold air. So we're getting into Thanksgiving. Check how warm we are on Thanksgiving. In the 70s and near 80 degrees in parts of the state of South Carolina and the southeast. Just a very warm Thanksgiving, unfortunately. But it won't be too bad, But we're getting into the end of the month, and here's that big push of cold air that starts surging down. And it gets down here, and first widespread 20s for the state of South Carolina, and you got teens in the mountains. You got 20s just all across the southeast. This is December 1st. I'm telling you, December 1st, winter's going to come in like crazy here, like a blast. High temperatures in the 40s and 30s here in the southeast. Crazy stuff. Very cold air is definitely my bad. Not trying to bring up soundings. Very cold air is going to greet December. Another, December 2nd. But check it out here. This is when that upper level low comes in. See this really cold air dabbing out west? It's going to come in, and this is that cold air. It brings its own cold air. The upper level low somewhere in here. Check out, you got this weird pocket of really cold air. That's what an upper level low can do. Now this is too extreme. This is unrealistic is the right word for it. But it's a good example of it. It's upper level low. It gets its own cold air. It pulls down its own cold air behind it, and it just does some weird things. Upper level lows can definitely do some weird things, and then it's on out of here. But this is the European run, and it doesn't really necessarily have that crazy upper level low, but we're getting into this Friday, and here comes that system I'm talking about, kind of the GFS shows. It's definitely not as potent, but a big time system comes in ahead of the cold front, or south of the cold front, if you will, for the end of the month. And as we get into December, it pushes out. Cold air links in just in time for places like Maine, but this is the interesting thing. Check out here. As the cold air gets in place, and I'm going to zoom in here, look at this area of snow as a low pressure pops off here. Cold air finally gets here in time to turn any of the leftover moisture in like the coastal plains. And this is only 210 hours out. That's a lot. The European model tonight will probably be different. Let's get closer to this. So check it out. Moisture moves in. This is December 1st. Cold air's coming behind it. A low pressure pops off, can throw a little bit more moisture inland, and you have heavy snow right here, almost all the way to the coast of North Carolina, even in places in South Carolina. That's incredible, for real. And check out this is a 10-to-1 ratio of snow. So it's got to be pretty chilly for it to be snowing this much. But this will probably be more of a different ratio than this, maybe like a 7-to-1 or 6-to-1 ratio. Definitely not a 10-to-1 ratio here. Basically, a 10-to-1 ratio means 1 inch of liquid could create 10 inches of snow. So, this is a 10-to-1, but it's one model run. It's the European model, but it's really far out, and I guarantee you it'll show something different overnight. But check this out. This is through maybe the first week of December. This isn't a lot. It's a tenth of an inch of snow, and this is the EPS ensemble run. But it basically is highlighting the risk of, especially in the mountains. Especially in the mountains, guys. It might be first weekend in December might be quite snowy in the mountains of North Carolina and Tennessee. Might be a good weekend to go up there and see the Biltmore House and stuff like that. Chance it might be snowy up there. I don't know. But this is a somewhat signal, and for mountains made for the mountain snow for sure. Now I do want to show temperatures for the European model because they are quite chilly. And here it is. You get into the end of the month, into December 1st, and that cold front blasts through. And this is December 1st, highs in the 40s. Same thing as the GFS. Not quite as chilly, but low temperatures. Look, the entire southeast is almost below freezing except Florida for December 2nd, the morning of December 2nd, and another just cold. And you can check out where that snow's fell. That's just trying to show only highs near freezing, just in the 30s, in the coastal plains of North Carolina where that snow fell. But just the entire southeast is chilly except South Florida where the front did not reach. So I can tell you one thing for sure, guys. I do think it's going to be, and check it out, December 3rd, the morning of December 3rd. And this is 240 hours out, so pretty far out. The whole entire southeast is pretty cold for the early December time frame. So, if I'm confident about one thing, it's the cold air is going to arrive for December. I'm telling you that right now. So this is called the subtropical jet. And this is December 2nd frame. So what you got is, you got that trough pushing right here. That's cold air digging where the blues and grays or whatever are. Where you see the greens and the yellow, that is kind of where a storm track contracts. Subtropical jet. This is kind of more of an El Nino look, where low pressures tend to track south. You might have enough marginal air to get a winter storm or some winter weather here in the southeast. So take that for what you will. Another strong, this is temp anomalies basically, and cold, well below average temperatures. But what is interesting is Canada is above average, so we got this almost a pocket of below average temperatures here in the southeast. So it's crazy, and then it turns into more of an El Nino look here. And this is just what's crazy about it looking like an El Nino look is because we're calling for a weak La Nina. We're already kind of in not La Nina, so it's a weird look. And it goes back to what I've been trying to tell everybody is it takes one storm for a lot of people in the southeast, one snowstorm, winter storm to go above average snowfall for the winter. One storm. So you can see all these above average temperature stuff all you want, or below average snowfall, but remember it takes one storm to make bank for a lot of cities in the southeast. That's all I got, guys. I appreciate y'all watching. I'll have more updates this week. Y'all have a great evening.